Hello everyone, this is Pat with the Angel Divination YouTube channel with our daily oracle card reading and message for today, which is Thursday, the 24th of January 2013. I've gone back to being not in front of the camera, but I'm sure I will return to being in front of the camera sometime soon. I hope you're having a lovely Thursday. And for today's reading, I felt guided to use the Saints and Angels Oracle card deck. That's the one that came forward when I was meditating and asking what deck to work with. And oh gosh, there's cards just spilling out at me already that have come out. So let's see what the message is for today as we shuffle the deck. What does the YouTube community need to know? Okay, let's see. As I said, what does the YouTube community need to know? Beloved Saints and Angels. Oof. Okay. All right. So let's look at the messages that have come out today with the cards. And as I said, there's some that have started spilling out at me before I even asked. So the first one is Saint Padre Pio with healing. And if you are not familiar with Saint Padre Pio, I'll let you know a little bit about who he is and how he helps us, okay? Saint Padre Pio was a very tireless worker devoted to personally helping people who visited his church and hospital in Italy. So his mystical experiences, healings, things like that are well known. And he's someone who received the stigmata. He had the stigmata that formed and stayed on his body for about 50 years until just before his death. So there's a lot of healings that are reported through people praying and working with St. Padre Pio. So, so this obviously is indicative that there is a healing taking place in some area or situation of your life. And I feel like this goes out to some people who have prayed for, and this is again a theme that's come up this week, because I know I got the Archangel Raphael cards the other day and we had Jesus and Raphael in there. This goes out to people who are praying for someone who is deeply ill. You know, they may not be terminally ill, but I feel like they're on the brink, you know, like they have a 50-50 shot of survival or something like that, where it could go either way. And so there's a lot of people praying for their healing. And it may be because, you know, they're still very young and they could still live a fulfilling life. Maybe they're even unconscious or in a coma right now. But I do feel like this is an answer for some people, that a healing is taking place. They are being healed at a very deep level. And you know, this card is letting you know about the power of your prayers, okay? That your requests regarding healing have been heard and answered. So I do feel like that goes out to some people who are praying for some loved ones that are very sick and ill right now, okay? The other card that came out along with it, okay, is Saint Bernadette, and this is Speak Your Truth. And the Saint Bernadette is one of the children who is responsible for bringing about the I want to say the grottos, in the place where Mother Mary appeared to Bernadette and some other children. And you know, she told them to dig into the ground, and when they did, there was, you know, the water that is there has now become known as that healing grotto. And forgive me, I'm missing the name of it, where the waters are very healing. They've been known to create very miraculous healings for people. So again, we have another ascended master here, a saint who is associated with healing. And the fact that this card comes right up along with it. Yesterday we got messages of being true to yourself, and then that may involve speaking up about your feelings, or in this instance, it really, I feel like it's talking also about a healing that comes about, perhaps most likely in a relationship, from you speaking up, okay? And communication is really such an important part of, you know, we have this expression, and it's, initially it's related to real estate. It said, we say with real estate, it's all about location, location, location. Well, in relationships, it's all about communication, communication, communication. So, oh, okay. The place that I'm thinking of is Lourdes, France, where the grotto is there, that has the healing waters that are associated with Mother Mary. So, anyways, but with regard to the message, this has to do with healing that takes place as a result of you speaking up. And it could be, deciding to have a conversation with someone that you're in a relationship with to clear the air, to really make sure that things get, understood, and that you're on the same page, or that you really need to communicate your feelings about, certain things that have gone on, or even some way that you've behaved, to, either offer an amends, or an understanding, or looking to understand what's going on. But it could also show up in the form of, you deciding to maybe write an article, or speak up to somebody in authority about, a concern or an issue, and that helps to, it's what facilitates the healing taking place. Because when we see those times, when we look out at the world, and sometimes there seems to be so much negativity going on, sometimes it just seems like all these heinous things come to the forefront in the news, and it can make us feel very sad about life, like, oh gosh, is the world just going to hell in a handbasket? But the truth is that, we can't heal or change anything until we are aware of it. And, the way that one of the ways that awareness is brought to us is by people speaking up. And know that it's part of the process of change and transition. Necessity is the mother of invention, as has always been said. But we can't know that there's a need that needs to be addressed until enough people speak up about it. Okay? And and that's true in so many areas. I mean, it's like you don't know you may not know you have an illness in your body until you've, been to the doctor, and, you've gotten an awareness of what's there. Then you can begin the process of figuring out what treatment is needed to heal and resolve it. So, that's what this is about. And, you may be being tapped on the shoulder. Maybe it's time for you to write about something, or write to somebody to make them aware of something that's going on. Or, speaking up can just simply, in the process of communication and clearing the air, it may be just making somebody aware of their behavior and how that's affecting other things. It doesn't have to be done in a judgmental way or an accusatory way. Just a simple, when we see you do this, when we hear you say this, it comes across this way. So know that there's a lot of healing and clearing of the air and misunderstandings that can take place by speaking up. And the last card that flipped out was peaceful. And this is a card of the Holy Spirit. Okay? And so know that this whole process is part of a process of peace. Okay? I'll read a little bit from the book, and it's letting you know that the Holy Spirit is descended upon you in the situation that you're inquiring about. And you can get in touch with this divine energy by focusing upon the peace that is deep within your heart. And this serenity is like the gemstone at the core of a boulder, and you may have to go deep within yourself to find it. And it might require that you spend some quiet time alone in stillness. It says, rest assured that the Holy Spirit's peace is pervading the situation and opening the hearts of everyone involved. It brings about compassion so that everyone can see each other's point of view. And this engenders forgiveness, which then opens and smooths the path to peacefulness. So again, forgiveness is a theme that's come up just like it did yesterday. So, and I also feel like this has to do with some situations that are going on in the world. I feel like there's a lot of people who have been praying for peace in some areas of the world where there's been a lot of conflict going on and a lot of strife. And so, whoops, technical difficulties with the cards here. There we go. And so part of the way the situation gets resolved and healed is that there's enough people. It might start out with only a one or two or a few, but when there's enough people that gather themselves together to speak out against it, and it doesn't have to be in a rioting type of way, but it does have to be in a united way. It can bring about the peace that you are seeking. Okay, there is strength in numbers, is another message that I get. And, you know, the Holy Spirit card here, the dove is the dove of peace with the olive branch that's being extended to you or that you are extending to someone else. So know that the divine, the celestial team, there are groups of angels within the celestial realm, if you will, that do work to bring about world peace. And they can be called upon and engaged to help bring about peace in situations. There's nothing too big or too small to the divine. So although a situation may seem to us to be, you know, bigger and more than what we personally can take on, there's nothing that's too big or too small to the divine. So calling on their intervention is immensely helpful. But this is a message of peace today, so take heart in that and know that it's coming about and trust the nudges that you get to speak up. Okay? Thank you so much for listening and watching. Thanks to all the new subscribers. Thank you all for your lovely comments that you left yesterday about seeing me in front of the camera and getting to see me. I really appreciate that. And I'll be back in front of the camera very soon. So take care, everyone. Have a lovely Thursday. Many blessings to you, and I'll speak with you soon.